let's not always think we should make people happy. If you want to make everybody happy,
sell ice cream.
Sell ice cream. Okay?
Right.
Nothing. They say no pain,
no gain.
No gain.
Right.
So it has to be hard work. It has to be painful.
Right.
Let's teach people the benefit of integrity. If someone comes to you and they're looking for money and you sincerely want to help them, ask them what is it they want to do with that money.
Correct.
Someone will tell you, I want to go to school. Tell him, thank you. Which school? Bring the admission letter.
Right.
And pay the money into
Directly
that school.
to the school.
Oh, I want to go and buy a uniform. Mwambie, which school? This school. Go to Kenya Uniform.
Distributors.
Distributors, buy that uniform, mpatie. Let's teach people that the aspect of always asking for money is wrong. Make your money for yourself.
Right.
It feels better.
Yep. Yep.
Ushaona mtu anakunywa pombe anasema my man, nakunywa pesa zangu bwana. Don't talk to me. Ni pesa zangu mzae, usinichezee.
Right.
That is how good it feels.
Right.
When you are
You've worked for it.
Money.
You've worked for it.
Yes.
Right.
It feels very good.
Right.
So let's teach people.
It's a reward of your own labor.
Yes. And then, finally,
Yep.
when you get sufficient money,
Yep.
kindly build an institution that can absorb more people.
Right.
Create employment.
Right.
Create opportunities.
Right.
Kenyans are used to mtu ameenda akatengeza pesa genuinely, wengine wamefanya wash. I don't care. I do care, but I don't care for purposes of this conversation.
Right.
You have made your money.
Yep.
Badala ya kujenga nyumba ya ghorofa ambayo inachukua watu 10 gorofas and you employ 3 caretakers and then you wait for now people to come and rent. Build an industry that is going to employ some 50, 100.
Build a friend ranch.
Yeah.
Weka ranch kama hii.
Ranch.
Absolutely.
We
have waiters, we have gardeners,
we have gardeners,
we have chefs,
we have,
right.
We have many people back here.
Yep.
Yes.
Security guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So here you will find people say, oh,
and there could even be other people who supply other things.
Wache hiyo kazi ambayo unafanya. Some young people tell me, wacha hiyo nini roga.
Yeah.
Watu wengine wapate kazi.
Right.
There is only one Machoka.
Yep.
Who is doing roga.
Right. Hata akitoka it's only one.
Akitoka is only one person.
Right.
But from that roga.
Right.
Together with my family,
right.
we have built an entity here that has got about 50 workers.
There you go.
You understand?
And those are 50 families fed.
Yes.
Children going to school out of this vision.
So the same one person who could have come to roga has found a job here.
Right.
You understand?
Absolutely.
And that is how we can develop this country. You have to look at opportunities for others.
Right. So build something that also benefits others.
But we got billionaires, boss. Their money is in Cayman Islands.
Yes.
It is in Switzerland.
Right. Just search in an account.
That's wrong. That's why when I see SK Macharia, I salute, because we are almost 2,000 people at Royal Media.
Right.
Courtesy of Mr. and Mrs. Macharia.
Right.
Boss.
Big.
So if we had 1,000.
And well done on Ramogi as well.
Yes.
The new kid on the block.
Yeah, the new kid on the block.
Right.
So if we had about 1,000 Mr. and Mrs. Macharia, we could be having times 2,000.
Over 2 million jobs.
That is over 2 million jobs. We
Just
don't
treated like this.
Yeah.
Alafu tuongeze reviving Kikomi and whatever else it is. And KTM.
We will be looking for human resource from
to
abroad.
come here.
Yes.
Our farmers will be happy.
That's right.
Guys who are producing stuff will be happy.
That is how it happens. But we got billionaires who are beggars forever. Their money, they make their money illegitimately to start with, and they go stack it
Somewhere else.
somewhere else in another country where it is helping other people.
Right.
And they keep singing to us, oh, mimi mkinipa kura nitafanya hivi, nitafanya hivi. And that guy doesn't have a single thing that he has created locally to create jobs.
Kwa hivyo hata ukimpatia kura, it will not change a thing.
It will not change a
It
thing.
will not change a thing.
Yeah.
It is not in his DNA to do that thing
Yes.
locally.
His DNA is a thief, kupeleka pesa ng'ambo.
No, I honestly like the last point you make, where you're saying, think about how you create opportunities for others.
Yes.
Then you're comfortable and your neighbor is equally comfortable.
Correct.
Because you've created opportunities out there. If you're the only rich guy in town, you will never enjoy your eat in peace.
If your neighbor is not sleeping because they are hungry,
You're not at peace either.
you will not sleep.
You will
either.
not be in peace.
Yeah. That's why you see in Kenya, a guy has built a 50 million house. He has done a perimeter wall of another 50 million to protect himself
Yep.
from another neighbor who has also built another 50 million. How stupid can we be? You travel abroad, these big estates, kama Muthaiga, you don't see those kind of walls
Yeah.
from Lavington.
Yeah, you don't.
You see hedges.
A short hedge.
A short hedge.
Right.
A beauty.
Yeah,
a
it's beauty.
It's beauty.
It's aesthetics.
It's aesthetics.
Absolutely.
Just to make you understand that beyond here,
You're now in someone else's territory.
you are in somebody.
Right.
So why do you expect a guy who has built a 50 million house to come and steal? Why would he come to steal
He's comfortable. He's all right.
your cat?
Yeah. It wouldn't happen.
But you are building a wall na unaweka ma electricity, inaitwaje zile
Electric fence.
electric fence,
Yeah.
na zile razor.
Leza huko katikati huko. Right.
Ni kubaya.
It must be a reflection of the inequality we have created within society,
Even here,
even in the mind.
inequality. That's why I'm telling you, why would a guy in Runda who knows that the neighbor has bought that house for 200 million, expect that neighbor who can afford a house of 200 million to come over to steal his spoon? And therefore he puts...
and maybe he may argue he's not protecting against the immediate neighbor, but a neighbor farther away.
So why can't they have a big perimeter
Yeah.
to take care of
all of
the
them.
rich?
Or better still, take care of those guys also. Create
Yes.
opportunities for everybody.
That's
I think that's a point you're making. We've got to create opportunities for everybody.
We have to do that. We can't continue like this. You know, the Mzungus stopped developing Africa and they went to develop their place.
Right.
They stole money from Africa.
To
That's
develop
the
their
best
place.
example.
Yep.
To develop their country.
Right.
They are finished developing their country.
Right.
They can't expand anymore.
Right.
Now they want to bring that money to Africa.
Right.
Because now they can't do anything else. If it is roads, you can't build roads forever. You have done them. So we are creating that same scenario amongst ourselves. We better stop it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great stuff, man.
Yes.
But when Uncle Fred is not doing roga,
Yes.
what is he busy doing?
When I'm not doing roga, as I have told you,
Yep.
I take care of my cows here.
Right.
I am one guy who is blessed big time.
Right.
The person who has made me, you will probably take a long time to interview them
Right.
because it takes God,
Right.
my parents,
Right.
and my partner, my wife,
Right.
and then my children.
Right.
That girl called Sophie Machoka.
Right.
May the good Lord continue to bless her, to be
Amen.
by my side.
Right, right,
Because that is my rock, that's my pillar, that is my everything.
right.
And people may never get to know her,
Yep.
but that's okay by me.
Right, right,
But I know her
right.
and what she has done for me.
Correct.
From the day I met her 42 years ago
Whoa.
to now.
It's been 42 years.
Yes. Today, actually, is our wedding anniversary.
Hey, congrats. We are just too privileged to
Yes.
interview on your anniversary day.
yeah,
Congratulations.
It's been 42 years.
Right. Oh, congratulations.
Since I met her.
Congratulations to you and her.
And God willing,
Yep.
we will stay around for a while.
Right.
So
Amen.
she has helped me to have children
Right.
to start with,
Right.
and been my very silent counselor.
Right.
You know, being in media is not easy,
Absolutely.
and you need that constant reminder that you are just working like everybody else,
Right.
and that at the end of the day you are a father,
Right.
and a grandfather,
Right.
and a husband.
Right.
And so I sit around with her.
Yep.
We sit huko
And
chini,
enjoy this
and,
natural,
and
beautiful
enjoy
place.
the natural
Beauty out here.
beauty.
Absolutely.
We planted every single tree that you see here.
Right.
Only yesterday we had to bring down a few trees.
A few of them, yes.
Because they were now the wrong trees.
Right.
That time when we came here
Yep.
in 93, it was flat, there
Right.
was nothing.
Right.
So we planted every single tree you see here.
Right.
My wife and I,
Yep.
and our children. And we then now realize that some of the trees we planted, like the blue gums, are not
Very environmental.
friendly to
Yep.
the environment, so
Yep.
we brought them down.
Yep.
Fortunately, we will get some timber
Right.
out of that.
Right.
We'll get a bit of firewood
Right.
and do some bonfire over Christmas
Right.
at Fred's Ranch.
Right. Right.
So we don't have to buy firewood.
So we can
You
come
see?
and enjoy some bonfire.
Yes. So you see how creating an environment can again come and factor in on that PNN.
Absolutely. In the long-term PNN.
Long-term PNN.
Right. Right.
So you get profit even when you didn't.
It was not even the
It wasn't
initial
in the
agenda.
plan. No.
Right.
But now we
It
can
comes
gather.
true.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So we during our free time we share a lot with Mama.
Right.
We have some animals.
Right.
Have some dairy animals.
Right.
You'll see them later.
Right.
And we have some chicken
Right.
that we take care of, and
Right.
rabbits and a few other things.
Right.
So we just and the garden, you know, for the food for the restaurant.
Right.
So we work around here,
Right.
and it's a full-time job.
Yep.
Once I leave Royal Media on a Sunday afternoon,
Yep.
I tell people I'm going for my weekend, and my weekend starts at 2 o'clock on Sunday until Saturday.
So your weekend is basically Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday. Yeah.
Then
I work on Saturday and Sunday.
you only work,
I'm blessed, Maze.
and they still pay you for even.
Yeah, and they still pay me for it. Have you ever seen a happier person?
It will be difficult to see
Even
one.
Uhuru Kenyatta, William Ruto, and Raila Odinga combined. They can't
They
be as
don't
happy
enjoy
as
what you
I am. I'm that dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Niko sawa.
So your
Niko
weekday is
sawa.
just Saturday
I
and
may
Sunday,
not have this.
but you're
I may
happy.
not have money, but hapa kwa roho,
Imejaa raha ndani yake.
I'm a happy
You're
guy.
a happy
I'm
guy.
a happy guy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I'm a happy guy. I'm
Fantastic.
not complaining.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm good.
Fantastic.
Yes.
But you know, I can't let you go without asking you, man. 42 years catches my attention, no doubt about that. Today we have many weddings that probably don't last past a few months.
It's very sad.
How have you kept it for 42 years?
It's very sad. The institution of
The
marriage,
institution of marriage, yes. Sandata.
is one of the most endangered species.
Right.
Other than the white rhino.
Yep.
An institution of marriage is really has been badly damaged. We rely on other people's views to be ourselves. So there is too much external interference, which we ourselves encourage. Because when you meet a young girl or a young man, in my case, a young girl like the young girl I met
Absolutely.
42 years ago,
Right.
and you fall in love, you really promise her the rest of your life.
Right.
That's the first thing you do.
Right.
You promise, I want to live with you forever.
Right.
That forever should not be just mouth work.
Right.
It should come from the heart.
Right.
You seeing someone, you dating, you talk, you synchronize, and you agree to take a vow of friendship for the rest of your life. When you do that, you must realize that that step you have taken is a huge step. Sometimes the step you take may not even be that acceptable to people around you. Like me, when I got married, because I was not marrying someone from my tribe at that time, both their people and my people were a bit reserved about this marriage. They didn't know whether,
This
intermarriage, the intertribal marriage works.
Yep.
And they were apprehensive.
Yep.
But we loved each other. My wife loved me and I loved her.
Right.
And we promised ourselves that nothing was going to come in between us.
Right.
And so we have tried to live within that promise.
Right.
It has not been all, roses and happiness.
Yep.
There are times we have differences, but we always are conscious of that promise we made to each other, that we shall live together for as long as it takes.
Yep.
And God help us,
Yep.
we have come this far.
Right.
It's not easy.
Yep.
I tell young people that the institution of marriage is the best thing. If you know what it was meant to be. It is meant to be that people have to share life.
Right.
People need each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When you got a back that is itching, you need someone to scratch your
it.
back.
Yeah.
But so will you scratch that back.
Correct.
When it is their turn.
Yep.
So I tell people, I don't know how single people live, because all this time, I've always lived with somebody.
Yep.
42 years.
For the last 42 years, yes.
So if you left me alone, I think I will die.
You don't even know what to do.
I don't know. I tell my wife, I tell her, please don't go.
Stay around. Let's stay together.
Yeah, I don't know how to exist on my own. Please just stay with me.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there are times when she has traveled, like we got our firstborn lives in the US.
Yep.
And so the other day she went for a month to visit the children,
Right.
Our grandchildren.
Right.
And, I had problems.
It was difficult.
It was difficult.
Must have been a very long month.
I go to the shelves
Yeah.
and I remove my pair of socks, so then I put them somewhere.
Yep.
And I'm dressing up.
Yep.
And then when I go for the socks,
Yep.
I find there is only one, and I'm like, I can't, where is the other sock? I can't find it.
You can't even find it.
So I remove it,
Yep.
and I go for another pair.
Yeah.
Then when I've put on the other pair,
Yeah.
and I'm now putting on my jacket,
Yep.
I find the other sock was here. Kumbe socks moja nilikuwa nimeweka hapa, ingine ilikuwa hapa chini. Sasa I'm now putting it on. I'm discovering it when I'm putting on the jacket.
Yeah.
small things.
And when she's around, I go, ndio hii hapa.
Socks ndio hii
hapa tu.
Yeah.
Endelea tu.
So
Yep.
it is so important to have a partner, honestly.
Right.
If you can, those people who are not married, please get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if you are, of course, within the accepted age.
Yes.
Yeah, just get married.
Right.
If you can find somebody.
Yep.
And then when you find somebody,
Yep.
please, hapana angalia pesa zake. You know, don't look at the kind of pockets they got.
Right.
Look at the one pocket.
Right.
The heart.
Wealth in the heart.
Wealth in the heart.
Right.
Is this man or woman able to live with me
Right.
and give me her heart fully? Yeah? And if he is capable of giving me, or she is capable of giving me her heart, has she got any ambition in life which can also move us from where we are today to the next level? Because everybody aspires to be somebody.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Right.
You want to live well. You want to buy a pair of shoes.
Right.
You know, you want to be able to take your children to school.
Right.
So if the person that has promised you heaven on earth has no ambition, if somebody has no ambition, you will know.
Yep. From talking
Because
to the person.
from talking to a person.
Right, right.
Because kama ni mtu ambaye ako 25 years
Yes.
or 20 years,
Right.
even, you will interview them about what they have been doing
Right.
in school,
Right.
what they have been doing
Right,
in life,
right.
how they relate
Yep.
to their parents.
Yep.
Because how you relate to your parents will probably impact on how
You
you will
relate to me.
relate to me.
Right.
So you need to ask some of these questions,
Right.
get to understand.
Right.
Do these people value family?
Right.
You can't possibly come and love me
Yep.
in isolation
Right.
if you don't care about your mother, you don't care about
Or
your
you're just
father,
bad-mouthing the rest of your
or
family.
you're bad mouthing the rest of the family.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and, I can't be the
I
only
can't-
person who can appeal
It will
to
just
you.
continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right.
such small interviews. And
Right.
that's why I tell young people, please interrogate the person you are talking to. Yeah. Me, I fell in love first time. First. Yani,
You are
love
just
on
smitten.
first. Yeah,
Yeah.
smitten.
Smitten completely.
Nilimuona nikampenda mpaka sasa.
20-0 from Leo.
Yes.
Right.
So,
Yep.
but also have time. Ask a few questions. Ask about their background. Get to know their families if you can. Meet their family so that you know someone beyond this is Deno,
Right.
this is Fredo,
Right.
you know, and that is it.
Yep.
You don't know whether the guy is a thug. Yeah? I've seen people who say that they have been married to guys who were thugs for 5 years and they didn't
And they
know.
didn't even know. Right.
Come on.
Meaning you never interacted beyond this particular person here.
So a person you're going to spend the rest of your life with is not a person you just want to spend the rest of the night with. There's a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sasa wewe unaona mtu huyu dem supu unamuona vile wanaume wengine wanamwangalia, and then you think that that beauty that you are seeing there is what is going to last for the rest of your life. No, the woman that you are going to marry will change. Yeah? Hii maziwa itateremuka at some point. You understand?
Kabisa.
Yeah? Her chest will go flat
Right.
at some point.
Right.
Her waist will expand at some point.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
The hair will change.
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
Wrinkles will come.
Right.
Will you still want that woman?
Right. When
So,
all those changes have
when
happened.
all those changes have happened.
Right.
So,
Because the changes will happen.
they are going
They
to
will
happen.
naturally happen.
Look at your mother.
Right.
She was at one moment
The hottest
super
girl in
cool.
town.
Yes.
Yes.
Look at your dad.
Right.
He was the real deal.
Absolutely.
So all these things are going to change. Honestly,
Yep.
you got to think beyond now
Right.
when you are thinking of someone to spend the rest of your life
Right.
with.
Right.
So that person has to have a good heart,
Right.
and that you can know.
Yep.
That person has to have some ambition, and that through
You will tell.
good interaction, you will tell. That person has to have a relation with their family somehow,
Right.
unless they have been mistreated, which case, because there are other people who came up as orphans. You know, they have never really
Had a family.
Right. So you will know the person you are engaging
And how
with,
they relate
and how they
people.
relate.
Right.
The fact that someone is an orphan also does not mean they can't have family beyond family.
Correct.
They will
Correct.
have.
They
friends.
acquire another family.
Yeah.
Right.
So these things
Yep.
you will know
Yep.
if you want to.
Right.
But if you don't want because umemuona rangi yake ni
Ile athao ile.
then of course you know.
You will eventually find yourself in a cliff somewhere.
Yeah. So the institution of marriage is serious, but the marriage is a good thing.
Right.
I just want to say, I've lived it.
Right. And you know, Uncle, I mean, 42.
So 42 years really. Hata kama unipendi.
Yeah.
Trust what I'm saying.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's why I want to stay there. You see, if you ask all the ones which are splitting, they'll tell you, oh, difference here, difference there, difference. You've gone through some of those moments. You probably have had your own shake-ups and all of that stuff. And the question is, how have you exactly handled some of those positions? And what kept you through some of those not very rosy moments, if you may?
I think when I was younger, you know, like 5 years below, in marriage, I made mistakes. You know, that time I could shout, I could do stuff. You shout at your wife, and then because out of respect, then she keeps quiet. Then, you know, she will iron your clothes, she will make the bed, she will give you the food, she will not be laughing with you. So she will do everything, and you can't fight her for doing everything because that's what you wanted. But you will not see that love coming. So then I realized, hey, mtu anaweza kukunyamazia mpaka ukakuwa mgonjwa. This can be bad. So I decided one day when we had that kind of altercation, I said, listen, okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what it is that I did, but I am sorry. Whatever it is I did, just I am sorry.
Right.
And I saw her give me that smile. And I realized that smile is medicinal.
Yeah. You realize what you had also missed.
Yes.
Right.
Then I realized combat is not always...
It's not the way.
How you win the war.
Right.
It's good to say, I'm sorry when you think you have done wrong.
Right.
Even when you don't know what you have done, sometimes just apologize and then start on a discussion.
Right.
Once you discuss, you realize that most of the things that make people fight are very small.
Right.
In fact, big things sometimes don't make people go to war. No, it's small things. Yeah. So learn to say sorry.
Right.
And learn to listen to the other party.
And you know, saying sorry from an African man is not very
it's not
easy
very
to come by, and especially coming from you.
I have a friend who is, you know, I'm a kissy.
Yes.
So, you know, our reputation precedes us.
Especially where temper is concerned.
So I have a kissy friend of mine who used to say that, mimi siwezi kuambia mwanamke sorry.
Never ever. Right.
Nikamuuliza, and if you are sorry, what do you say?
Yeah.
I'll just tell her, nimesikia. Na igule. Yani, you know.
Kwa nikisema na igule anajua itabidi to be sorry.
I understood what you are saying. So
I don't know whether it is this big ego we have. We can't just say sorry, man.
Yes, it's terrible.
Just 5 letters. Sorry. It's become a difficult thing to say.
It helps to say sorry.
It does.
Yes.
So the guy won't even say it helps to say sorry.
Yeah. Sorry is important.
Yes.
You need to say sorry.
Right.
And mean it.
Yeah.
Because you can say sorry and then you don't mean it and you're repeating the same mistakes.
Yep.
It's not helpful.
Yep.
In marriage, really, it's a give and take.
Right.
You have to know that the people on the other side are human beings like you are.
Right.
They want to be treated right.
Right.
So do your best to treat them right.
Correct.
And occasionally, take your wife out.
Yep.
And out does not mean to Masai Mara.
Yeah.
Just go out. You know, come to the field like this
Yep.
and sit down
Yep.
and talk.
Yep. Connect.
Connect with,
Right.
with her. Or even in your own room,
Right.
especially now that we have become internet guys.
Yep.
Also take time, switch off your phones,
Right.
and just talk.
Right.
Talk about yourselves, talk about where you have come from,
Right.
and just connect.
Right.
And even ask, how do you think I'm doing
Right.
so far? How is our marriage doing?
Right.
Are we doing okay?
Right.
Yeah.
Where can we change? What
Where
can we improve?
change? Yeah. And then don't allow too many external forces to interfere with your marriage. Yeah. I have brothers and sisters. I have parents. You know, I have children and grandchildren. They have their space, and their space is different from my wife and I.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is important to have that balance. Yes. Yeah.
You know, for me particularly, why this is important, you've been in the media.
Yes.
And media personalities, I think, are even more challenged when it comes to this
Very.
particular space. I don't know whether
Very.
that's a stereotype or...
No, it isn't a stereotype.
Is that still a fact?
It is a fact because you have more people who know you than you know them.
Yep.
Majaribio ni mengi.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
Right.
And you really have to keep your head over your shoulders
Right.
to be the husband and the father that you should be.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
What did you find helpful, for example? Because I'm sure there are other media people also watching this conversation, probably going through the very experiences you've just... What helped you just to keep that head the way it should be and the commitment that you had made to your family?
God, in his own way, and my wife herself, she was a patient, she still is a patient person. But I can also say my parents, I don't know, I just thought that, and I was in love, very much in love,
Right.
genuinely in love.
Right.
I love my wife
Right.
to bits.
Right.
You
Right.
understand?
Right.
Even
right.
now.
Yes.
So I think all those somehow
Yep.
connived
Right.
to keep.
They aligned properly.
Yeah, I don't know, because really I can't say I'm anything special,
Yeah.
but I think having gone through it, it may help for other people to know,
Yep.
especially my brothers and sisters in the media, that
Yep.
you have to know when the curtains open
Yep.
and when they drop.
Right.
You know, when they close.
Right.
You have to know that there's a difference between Fred Machoka, the guy on TV or radio,
Yep.
and Fred Machoka, the father,
Yep.
and the husband.
Right.
If you don't get to draw that
Where the
line,
lines are. Yeah.
you could easily get swept away.
Right.
And the price to pay
It's too high.
is too high.
It's too high.
Yeah.
But I think
That-
it's even more difficult for them today because social media then even propels that wind.
Yes, it
much
does.
harder.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The pressure, peer pressure,
It's
is
too
too
heavy.
much.
Yeah.
Because, like I keep on saying, that peer pressure, your fans want you to be living in a certain style,
Right.
driving a certain car, dating certain girls,
Yep.
eating at certain restaurants,
Only visiting certain
visiting
places.
certain places.
Right.
Your mannerism, even the way you talk to people, has to be special.
So your fans is like
and
they have
stuff.
defined where they want
They have
you to play at.
defined who you are,
Who you are actually.
and you have to meet that portfolio.
Correct.
So sometimes you can disappoint them.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so if that is the price you have to pay,
So
so
be
be it.
Right.
Because your primary your primary assignment
Yep.
is to keep your family.
Right. Wow.
At least that's my primary
That's
assignment.
profound. That's
Yes.
profound.
Yes, I have
That's
to keep-
profound.
Yes, if they mean everything, and
So-
if I have to lose my funds because I'm doing what is good for my family,
Yeah.
it's an unfortunate
So
situation.
if I
It's
was
gonna
to
be.
paraphrase that,
Yes,
Fred, you're
yes.
saying, they can, if you have to make a decision between your family and the funds,
Yes. I
It
can
is
tell-
not even a
I
conflict
can
in your
literally,
mind.
I can literally tell my fans, if I have to choose between you and my family,
yep,
go to hell.
it's a no-brainer.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a no-brainer.
If that is the only choice I have,
Yep.
they can go. Yeah.
I love
I
I
can't
love
trade my family for anybody. Yeah. But fortunately, that is not the choice I have to. Because I still love my family.
Yep.
And I love my fans.
And you're able
Yeah.
to all work
You see,
together.
Ken,
Yep.
fans, your fans are human beings too.
Right.
They actually get to understand.
Right.
When they know you genuinely love your family,
Right.
they'll give you space for
Right,
that.
right.
They'll give you space.
So you
for
teach
that.
them how to deal
Yes,
with
you teach them.
Yes.
Fans are not wild animals.
Right.
They are human beings.
Rational
They
human
understand.
beings.
They are
Right.
very rational.
Right.
But if you show them
That anything goes,
anything goes,
then anything will
then
go.
they are there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
They're available.
They will be there.
Right.
There will be young girls
Yep.
who are after you.
Right.
There will be cougars.
Right.
You know, they exist.
The full range will be
They-
there.
Whatever you want.
Right.
Small,
Right.
big,
Right.
fat,
Right.
tall.
But
They-
you're the director of
yeah,
that
you
show.
are-
It's you who determines
you're
how
the
it goes.
chief, the orchestra.
Right.
Yes.
You're the one
Chef
leading this orchestra.
Yes. This is you choreograph.
Yes.
Yeah.
You correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
so,
correct.
So I just want to tell my good people in the media,
Yep.
it is not an easy, it's a rough terrain,
Right.
but it is as rough as you make it.
Yep.
Yeah. The other pressures, of course, are when you are starting up and you hit, there are people who start and hit the peak immediately.
Right.
A guy who comes out of university and he appears on TV or she appears on TV, and 2 months later, he or she is the darling of the people.
Right.
And he or she is living down in Dandora where I started. You understand?
Right.
In a room where they only, they can afford.
Right.
And so now you are in a matatu with someone, and then you have to be reading news on TV or you have to entertain them. Now that can be quite a challenge when you are beginning, but you have to navigate through that. What you have to do is probably just find your space, be polite to people, because some people can be really nasty, but you have to learn to deal with that.
Right.
Because you're a public figure.
Yep.
And so you are disadvantaged
Right.
as a public figure.
There's only so much you can do.
There's only so much you can do.
Right.
So you deal with that problem.
Right.
The other day, a guy knocked me. In fact, there were two people, a rider
Right.
and a boda.
Right.
They are both riders, but the other one was a bike rider.
Right.
Of
The guys who just love riding as a hobby.
who ride, yeah,
Yep.
as a hobby.
Yeah.
And then the other one was a boda.
Right. Commercial.
So this guy was riding
Yep.
from the airport
Right.
going into the city, and
Right.
I was also driving towards the city.
Right.
And the other one was riding towards the airport,
Right.
but on the wrong side of the road.
Right.
So he came and they hit each other next to my car.
Right.
So this one also scratched my car.
Right.
So naturally I stopped.
You stop here.
So as I'm stopping, because this other rider slapped the border guy and he was ready to
fight. Yeah.
So I stopped the car and I like, guys, take it easy.
Yep.
So I now started reprimanding the border guy.
Right.
Why are you on
You're
the wrong side of the road?
Right.
The moment people saw me, sasa Wanasema, roga. Now, I'm trying to solve a problem.
But people are saying something very different. Yeah.
So I realized, I can't even solve this problem.
You have to leave.
My car scratched. No, my car's scratches notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Let me just go.
Yeah.
So I got in the car
And you had to
drove
leave.
off.
You become a public figure.
Because now, ideally, this is a traffic case.
Yes.
But we are not going to go anywhere because I'm going to be tormented.
Right.
So I decided to move.
Yep.
That is what we are exposed to
Right.
as people in the media. It's a rough terrain, like
yep.
I said.
Yep.
But you navigate through that.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, they can have fathers like yourself who can then say, I've been here for the last couple of years. This is how I've navigated. This works, consider this and consider the other.
Yeah.
So that then ultimately, they're able to then navigate the rough terrain as it
They
is.
have also to ask.
Yep.
You know, you can't give someone advice unless they feel like they need that advice.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I can only, like an interview like this, if someone watches,
Right.
then of course they can know how I have managed.
Right.
Because I too, started.
You are there.
There. I was when I was getting married in 1979.
Yep.
I was doing a top show called Sanyo Ju Sanyo Tops.
Right.
It was a big top show, radio show in the country.
Right.
But I was staying in Dandora,
Right.
in a room this size. Mtu akigonga hivi hodi, namwambia come in, namfungulia mlango.
Yep.
When I'm still in bed.
Single room.
Single room.
Right.
We couldn't even cook in that room.
In Dandora.
Yeah. And my wife and the women within the flat
Yep.
were having shifts cleaning the pit latrine, which was at the end of the block.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Pit latrine ile iko na ka triangle hivi. You know?
Like,
I don't know whether you have used the pit latrine.
Yeah, of course, yes.
And that is where we came from.
Right.
Fast forward to
So
today.
you are going to Dandora in the evening, but during the day you are running a big show on radio.
Yes. Huge.
Big name.
Huge.
Sanyo Iko,
Yes.
Ju, that one. Right.
Yes. Sanyon. Yeah.
And coming back in the same spot.
That's right.
Right.
And we started there.
Right.
We have been in every estate in Nairobi
Right.
before we finally ended up buying our property, but that's another story for another day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've been there. There's nothing I don't know. Yeah.
And you as we almost bring this to an end, man, you say an important one. Are the young people seeking counsel hard enough?
No.
From where you
No.
sit?
Because like I am here,
Yes.
I don't think we are too many people who are in this industry
Yep.
today who are there during my time
Right.
and are still active today.
To date, yes.
We are not too many.
Right.
So I would have expected many young people
To seek for counsel.
especially in the industry,
Right.
to seek counsel.
Right.
But I think less than 20 of those people have come over and said, hey, Uncle,
Tell us how do we go
tell
about
us how
this.
to go about
Right.
it. But we are in hundreds. Maybe they go elsewhere. I don't know. I don't want to blame them. Or maybe they don't think that I have what it
Let's
takes.
not make, no. I don't think yeah.
Because
Yep.
it's not very easy for me to go to somebody and say, come over here,
Let
I
me
tell
help
you
you.
how to live.
Right.
No,
Right.
it is someone who will come and say, Fred, can
It's
I
a
have a
mentee who
word
must
with
look
you?
for the mentor.
Yes. Yeah.
That's naturally how it's supposed to work.
Okay. That's the way it should be, I think.
Absolutely. I think that's how it should be. my very last one, and you know, Uncle Fred, man,
You
we
better
can have this
finish.
conversation because I'm enjoying every bit of this. Sitting where you're sitting, looking back, talking to a younger generation, just looking at how everything goes and all of that stuff. What are the 2 things or 3 things you would look back over your shoulder and say, hey guys, these 2 words, these 3 words, I don't want you to forget these words.
Be real. Be real. Be yourself. Work very, very hard. And remember, you are here today, you are not there tomorrow. I'm not saying you are dying tomorrow. That could also happen. But in media, you can be the real top dog today And 3 months down the line, you are nowhere. Nobody can even hear of you.
And that happens in all industries, actually.
You need to know that when the lights go off, then what? Okay? That is important. When you are no longer the main man,
Right.
then what? Yeah. That's not my cow. My cows, that's my neighbor.
Yours are full, so it cannot be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make that.
We may extend an olive branch to that.
To my neighbor. I'll
Right.
talk to him.
Right.
Yes.
Yep.
So you need to know that when they dim the lights, there's life beyond the screen,
Right.
and you will need to navigate through that. It's a good industry to be in.
Right.
I mean, it's nice to be in the media. It's nice to be in the media, but you are there for a purpose. You are there to make a difference. So what is the difference that you will be making? How will people remember you when you are finally transited?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's an investment you have to make for the future.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
What kind of investment are you making?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that when you are out of it, people can say, tulikuwa tunakuona ukifanya hivi.
And this is how you impacted us.
Yes.
Because either way, you're making an impact.
Yeah. Because I know even if I'm entertaining, I know also I'm duty bound to talk about our social issues
Right.
on my show as
Right.
I entertain,
Right.
advise
Right.
some people,
Right.
and so on and so forth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, Uncle Fred, I can tell you, I consider myself very privileged. Every society, and I probably said this off before we started, I said, every society requires the voices of their fathers. And to have a father around right here and just speaking into those, I think I consider it a huge privilege. And on behalf of the many people that you've impacted, I want to say thank you
Karibu sana.
for remaining so consistent in the industry over the years. I want to say thank you.
We thank God.
And the fact that you can freely and very liberally share your experiences and share the insights that you have built over the years. And I dare say those insights are not just of value within media industry. Every other industry also goes through similar paths. I can be the top dog today, and I'm probably not there tomorrow.
Yeah.
The challenge of just being real and authentic, the challenges of remembering there's a tomorrow after today, the question of what we bequeath those who come after us.
Yes.
I think it was Obama who used to say, man, we are holding in trust for
Yes,
the generations
for the future
to come.
Yes.
And therefore, we can't afford to be careless.
Yeah.
We can't afford to allow any value system to go. I think we've got to still retain some sobriety and some sanity around how we do everything.
Correct.
And I think it must be important.
Correct.
Because tomorrow, yes, go ahead.
The kids that we have, they don't do what we tell them. They do what they see us do.
Right.
So if you tell kids don't steal, please don't steal yourself.
Right.
But if you steal and tell kids don't steal,
They will eventually steal.
Definitely steal. So
They are great imitators.
they are great imitators.
Right.
The best.
Right.
Yeah. If you look for a 2-year kid and you start limping like this,
Right.
and you know, you will find that kid also limping like that.
Just the
because
same
they
way you
think
did it.
It is style.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is where imitation starts.
Right.
They are the best copycats.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's make sure that what we preach is what we do to build a better country. And for the people out there, kindly, you, our listeners, you, our viewers, you, the people who make us in the media industry, remember we are human beings at the end of the day. We are very human. Okay. Nikikata hapa damu itatoka. Yeah? Just like yours. There is no difference between you, a watchman, you, a police officer, you, mwalimu, you, daktari, you, a student. There is zero difference. We are all human beings. Don't put too much pressure on us because you see us on TV. You make us lose our parents because nashindwa nimeblow pesa zote kwa mafans, nashindwa kwenda kuona mamangu. You make us lose our wives, our husband, and the women lose their husbands because they have to buy so much so that they can impress you. At the end of the day, give them a break. Give us a break. Kidogo tu. Tupende, lakini mutuelewe pia sisi ni binadamu. That is all I can say.
Thank you. Very well put, man. And allow you also to be real in yourselves.
Yes. Yeah. Na mimi nipate kusimama mahali ni kule mahindi choma.
Yeah. And it's okay.
Day, and it's okay. Give us that break, please. Usione kwa
hii pressure ipungue kidogo bana.
Ipungue pressure bana. Yeah. My fans. Yeah. Yeah. Just kidogo tu mtupunguzie pressure jamani. Otherwise sisi watu ambao tunajulikana ni kunoma.
Pressure inakuwa big sana.
Yes. Yes. So
there you have it, man. Yeah. There you have it, man. Punguzani pressure kidogo. Punguzani pressure. Allow them to be them. So that then they can also be as real.
Yes.
Waenjoy maisha pia.
Yeah. Kuna watu karibu kwetu. Kuna familia inatutegemea. Yeah. Natakana ununue kakuota ufike.
Usimalize yote na mafanzi huko.
Yeah, ufikishe nyumbani.
Kabisa, man. Uncle Fred, man, thank you so very much. There you have it, folks. I mean, it's been a lot of things. But as we take it home, I just want to pick and paraphrase what he almost concluded with and said. A society is not built by what we say. It is built by what we do and who we become. Our children will not necessarily just listen to what we say. They probably more actively engage in watching who we are becoming and what we are doing, and they will imitate us. If this nation is going to become a greater nation, it's going to become a greater nation because you are doing your part and you're functioning, not just saying it, but you're indeed doing it and being real and authentic and actually executing that nation that you want to see becoming. It's not about who is not doing what. You begin it at home with yourself becoming what you want to see. And if every one of us became what we want to see, then the nation shall arise and become even a greater place. And humanity shall indeed become a better humanity. It's all that we were able to do for today on the Goldmine Show. And I want to encourage you to follow us on the Goldmine Show on Facebook, on Instagram, as well as on YouTube. And let's continue to build this great community that the legend himself has worked so hard to build. And now that we have received such a heritage, we must as well pass it on to those that come after us. God bless you. Keep becoming the greatness that you are. You can't quit on yourself. Keep working on yourself and bring out the gold mine that is inside of you. Until next time, God bless you and keep working the greatness and the gold mine that you truly are.